this guy right here, I'm telling you right now, guys, this is going to be one of them for ranked. When rank comes back tomorrow, he's going to be the #1 character, the great Saiyaman. You've heard it here first. Now, let me stop playing with y'all. Yeah, what's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy Airchucks, aka Space Chucks, aka if she's with me, just say GG's. Nah, let me mac.
What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Christian here again with another video, and this time we got a video from Airchucks. Okay, now if you don't know who this is a Z rank on PS5. We faced off multiple times, but I didn't know he was a content creator, so this just came up on my feed. You know, I gotta react to it because the rank resets are coming, and I haven't done a tier list myself, but Airchucks did, so I'm gonna just go over his tier list and give my thoughts. And of course, you know, I gotta show support to any PS5 sparking creator out there. Now, y'all PC gang, you know, y'all got your own thing going on, but over here on PS5, you already know I gotta show some love, okay?
Now, I've spent hours upon hours throughout the week or weekend going through a lot of characters, trying to see which one has the edge on others, which one might give some casuals, you know, a better fair shake for like the ones that are coming back into this game against like UComp or super, you know, try hard niggas, you know, get the Z rank.
Like ourselves, because I know Airchucks be throwing hands. You know, every time I face Airchucks on quick play, I know I'm about to have a good match, so I already know he talk about himself as well.
Much quick match lately, at least for this week, it's been feeling like the preseason. It feels like everyone's been gearing up, you know, working on their skills, trying to learn this new like patch. Feels like a new video game that we got. Like, this shit don't feel like Sparking Zero. Hey man, I hope everyone's ready for when rank.
And that's a good thing, guys, okay? I keep mentioning it, but we had like what, like 6 months of the same meta, same game, same characters being used. And finally, we get some new things in the game to kind of explore and experience, okay? So I know a lot of people, you know, especially the comp players, they don't like the changes. I've seen Unzed over there in comment sections crying about every little thing. And listen, Unzed, you the adapt king. You the guy who goes in comment sections all over the Sparking community telling people to adapt. Well, I'm sorry, man. You gotta adapt, bro. It is what it is, man.
This shit just feels good, man. I'm not gonna lie. I love the energy. Also, comment the characters that you plan on maining. Let me know with this new patch, has your mains changed or have they stayed the same? My mains have stayed the same. I will be rocking Kid Trunks, Adult Gohan with the Palm Angels fit, you feel me? And Trunks Meal. Those are the mains that you'll see me rocking.
As of myself, right now, I'm thinking about using Fuse Samasu. And of course, I cannot abandon the character that got me to Z rank, my favorite character, my boy Buutenks. Okay, I'm gonna have to rock Buutenks, even if he's not meta. And if I was strong with Buutenks then, when all these OP characters were in freaking ranked, just you wait. Now that everyone's been equalized, my boy Buutenks is out for blood.
But let's get into this shit, all right? The #1 meta character is obvious, guys. Come on, I feel like y'all know this too. It's Whis, bro. The damage that he does is, I believe, the...
All right, so he got Whis as #1. Do I agree with that? Just off like first impressions, I don't know, man. I don't know if Whis is #1 just because his regen kind of became more commonplace. Like, he has regen, but now other characters can regen their health as well with transformations. The only thing that makes Whis and like characters like him who can't transform, but they're like 10 DPs with like extra stats and stuff like that, they're still overwhelming because of the stat advantage. But then as far as like the advantage of having regen, it's kind of been made more common. So I don't know if Whis is #1 when you have, you know, Sign over there being able to transform for 2 skill points and get health back. You know, that kind of like equalized that regen advantage, you know, so who knows?
The highest, but that's not even the problem. That auto dodge, and for a lot of you players that are coming back, because not a lot of players are skilled with bypassing auto dodge, so that's already an advantage right there. But I don't know if it's been a shadow patch or whatever, but you're able to dodge flying kicks. Like, I have video of myself dodging flying kicks with Adult Gohan. So imagine with a character that has auto dodge.
You know the problem with auto dodge when it comes to like the casual player is that in the tutorials they don't teach you how to use light smashes. That's why I have the Z rank neutral guide that I have on my channel. Even though it's kind of outdated because it was 2 patches ago, people still go back to that video because at least you get a sense of like what you should do when you're playing Sparking Zero. And it's kind of hard to get that nowadays. Like if you just hop on Sparking Zero and you hop online, you're gonna get straight destroyed by everybody online because it's like by this point we just got used to Sparking Zero and how to play, but it's not really that intuitive for just like a normal player like coming in, you know?
That is fucking annoying, but that's not the reason why this character is number one. When this character eats, it gets his health back and some ki back, I believe. But that's not even the biggest issue. The issue is, bro, it is in a blink of an eye. You know how demoralizing that shit is? Now, thank God they slowed how fast it is for your skill to like go up and shit, but still.
That goes into what I mentioned in my last video. So characters that can transform are going to be spending those skill points and now they can't get them as fast. So then let's say if you transform into a MUI, that means you get less wild senses and less insta sparks once you transform. Yeah, you get the health advantage, but then now it's like you're not using defensive skills, so it kind of makes up for that health difference. You know, it's what I always say about explosive wave. It's like people say that regen is cheese, but they don't say that 4 explosive waves a match is cheese, where if you do the math, it really just equalizes that damage. Like, yeah, you're not gaining health, but you're evading damage. And it's really, when you like really boil down to it, it's really the same thing. You know what I mean?
Man, oh man, that is mad demoralizing. Like you just start, it makes you want to just throw your controller on the floor and just quit, exit app. So this character, I know is going to be an issue.
Yeah, Whis is always going to be an issue. Like no matter what, it's going to be really hard to nerf Whis without ruining him. He's supposed to be one of the best characters in the game, and that's why he's 10 DP. So hopefully they don't start nerfing Whis and other characters like that. Like I'm kind of sick of the nerfs. I feel like we nerfed the game a lot, but we finally got it into like a good state, right? A patch ago, they basically restrained like attack options and stuff like that, and they finally lifted that. If you've noticed, like combos are a little quicker and snappier to perform. Movement is a little more snappy to perform, and so I like the game right now. Let's not nerf anything else. If anything, we need to buff certain things to give these characters a little bit more of a unique flavor, so we're not playing like essentially the same character with different skins, you know. So that's what I want for the game moving forward is buffs, not nerfs. Okay, so Whis, you got Whis is number one. Let's go to the number two.
Next up, we got another auto dodge family member, Yuasan. I know this probably brings a lot of PTSD for a lot of y'all that have played singles ranked. He might not be number one, but still he's a top 3 character.
You got UI sign as number 2. I believe UI sign is number 1. Just because as opposed to regen, which basically you got to do it within the match, like in real time, you could just transform and get your HP, and it's a cutscene, so it's basically guaranteed, and it's only 2 skill points instead of 4. So basically, you get to refill your health for only 2 skill points and get your whole key bar back. In my opinion, if you're playing UI sign, you should not use your skill points for anything else that's not transforming. You should transform as soon as like you need key and you need health. You know, don't spend it on the full power move. I believe that's a mistake. You should just go ahead and transform because it's actually cheaper to transform than use your full power buff move. So you might as well just do that because you get a stat increase that will stay with you for the rest of the match, and you get your whole key bar back, and you get health back for only 2 skill points, which is insane. So I think, again, MUI is just going to be the best character in the game. It is what it is, you know, but I'm not mad at it because he did get nerfed compared to pre-patch. So even though he is the best character in the game, he's not so far away from like the rest of the cast that you can't beat him with other characters. So I think the state of the game is in a much better spot now, even if MUI is at the top still, you know?
Don't know why. Now, this is where he becomes meta. When you transform into MUI, you get that health boost, I believe is like a bar back. So that's going to be the new meta that a lot of people are going to be running with, not only just MUI, but a lot of like high DP characters that turn into probably like 9 or 10 DP characters. But once you go in,
and dude, that's insane, dude. a whole bar of HP, a whole bar of key, and a stat boost for 2 skill points. That's insane. Ultimate Gohan, for example, he got a nerf. Now he got to spend 3 to get into Beast. I could see MUI sign needing 3 to get into uh MUI, or UI sign having to spend 3 to get into MUI. I could see that being more balanced. But again, like, I don't want nerfs. Like, if anything, just leave it broken at this point. Like, it's not that broken. It's not that busted. It's busted, but not busted enough that I want it nerfed. You know what I mean?
Went to MUI, you get Rolling Hammer added to his combo
Yeah, like
strings.
using that move right there, in my opinion, is just a waste because, I mean, you get a boost of stats, but then you lose defense at this point, and you just get a key bar when you could have just transformed, and you would have got the stat increase, the health increase, and the key increase for less of a cost. In my opinion, that is just the move. Just transform every time. And just the fact that they're forced to transform and start from base, in my opinion, is a huge W. It just adds like way more dimensions to the game. It makes the game way more interesting because, initially I was a DP battle player because I like players having to learn multiple characters. This is a way to bring that to singles. Now, singles players are going to have to learn base forms and multiple characters, which just makes the game more interesting.
Rounding out the top 3, we got my dog Jiren. I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all right now. Using him, just for content wise, bro, it was mad fun. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah,
It was mad fun. The nigga punches so fast.
yeah, Jiren's insane, and his transformation also costs 2, same as MUI transformation. And those transformations are just insane. 2 skill points for all of that resource gain is crazy. And the fact that his combos come out so fast, he's basically like a Kid Buu type character with bulk type offense, like a bulky character type power. And so you can't go wrong with Jiren. That's why, like, when Unofficial Sky hosted the tournament, I really thought people were just gonna run Jiren all over the place. No one picked Jiren. I don't know why, but maybe it was like honor rules. Maybe he's just too broken. People just like, I'm not picking Jiren. It's too busted. But yeah, Jiren is crazy, and just the fact that we're gonna see him start from base, I think is great. So overall, yeah, I agree with that. Jiren being number 3, that is a good pick in my opinion.
My opinion, I use this skill a lot. If you've played me, you know I will use Explosive Wave if you're lagging. Expect an Explosive Wave next. Trust.
Bro, you use Explosive Wave even when you're not lagging. Like, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Hey, I played you plenty of times. I don't be lagging like that. Hey, you just were like a notorious Explosive Wave spammer. But hey, listen, it's all good, bro. It's all good. Hey, I accept it. I just had to adapt. I had to learn how to, punish Explosive Wave. Now, I still think Explosive Wave is too cheap. But because they lowered the skill point accrual, I think it's fair. It can stay 2 skill points now. But at the time, when people were just spamming Explosive Waves, when you get skill points like every second, like, that was way too much. But now that they lowered the accrual, Explosive Wave can finally stay at 2 skill points, and I'm okay with that. Okay, so I changed my mind on that, guys. But this is a new game. But back then, I was justified. It should have cost 3. Okay.
Trust and believe, brother. He has Explosive Wave not only in base form, but in full power mode. So that shit is just fire off rip. In his base form, I deadass forgot to mention, he has meditation. Now, the only thing I will say about that is you'll never see me use that.
Another thing, now that they took away Force Hard Knockdown, it's going to be hard to get those moves in. But as far as like Jiren just being fast in general in the current state of the game, because we don't have Perception out of guard, like, hits on block are insanely like hard to get out of. Like, people just spam hits on my guard, and sometimes I can't get out of that shit. Like, I don't know how to get out of the shit. I've been like testing different moves. What I've seen is like people just Perception after a while, but like good players kind of like delay their hits and kind of fake you out. It's a little tough to get out of offense right now. It's a little too strong, but guess what? Like I said, I don't want nerfs, guys. Let's just leave the game alone for a little bit. Like, I like the game how it is. Let's just leave it alone, okay? And just enjoy the meta for what it is right now, at least for a couple months. And we could, talk about changing things in the future. But for now, let's just like leave it alone, okay? Bandai, please don't nerf anything anymore. Like, I'm good. Leave the game, okay?
if
Leave
I
the
ever
game
use
alone.
this character on rank because it takes too long. Like you have to really set that up. If you're able to get it off, shout out to you. Bro, this man is a fucking tank. But then once you go into full power mode, Diablo. Diablo. This
He
man,
said Diablo.
honestly, I don't even
Oh,
risk it.
by the way, guys, if you didn't know, I am Hispanic, guys. I am Puerto Rican. I speak Spanish as my first language. So I've seen people in the comments saying like, "Yo, why do you say Bandai like that?" Or "Why do you say this like that?" It's because I speak Spanish, guys. Okay, English is my second language. Just to let you guys know.
At number 4, we got my son Brawley. I'm telling you, like I told y'all that Jiren was a Swiss Army knife, this nigga's just a hammer. He's a sledgehammer. You want to do damage and quick, get this nigga. He does extreme damage. And the beautiful thing about him is he has super armor. So all the people.
And I ain't gonna lie, like I always had trouble playing these heavy characters. Like I played Broly from Super on one of my videos. And I made it look good in the video, but I was getting my ass tore up that whole day. Like it's tough to play these heavy characters. And maybe it's because I was starting from base. Because what I've seen from people is that they start in the most powered up form and they do a lot better. But starting from base with Super Broly, with how slow he is, was like a real challenge, you know. So I don't know. I'm biased against these characters. I don't think they're that good, but I know a lot of people like them.
His drawback, and I think his only drawback, and I'm speaking about legendary Super Saiyan Brawly, by the way. His only drawback is he does not have flying kicks. That's his only drawback. Now, my advice for those.
And that he's super slow to act as well. So now when people are hitting his guard, it's kind of hard. Like back in the day, Broly was just insane because perception was just so insane. It didn't really matter how slow you were. You could just like hit circle at the right time and it just basically went neutral for you. But now that's not the case. So characters like this are just like kind of hard to use, at least for me. So I actually don't agree that Broly should be that high, but I'm biased against heavy characters. So I know a lot of people like them and think they're OP. But in my case, I just haven't been able to get how to play them, honestly. Now who would I put in this spot instead of Broly? Okay, so you have Whis. Whis as number 1, Sign as number 2, Jiren number 3. Who would I put here instead of Broly? Let me think about that. All right, so who would I put as number 4? Let's see. I think people are really sleeping on like the blue Vegetos, blue Gogetas, S4 Gogeta, Beerus, like characters that can't transform. I feel like people are really sleeping on those characters because, like I said, like characters that don't have to transform just get extra times to use skill points. In my opinion, blue Gogeta is better than Broly. So I would maybe put like a blue Gogeta there instead. But like those characters are really not that much fun to put on tier lists. Because you know, they've been meta for a while. So I think that's why people kind of excluding them right now from the conversation. But I really think like SS4 Gogeta and Blue Gogeta are still gonna be really strong in the game. And Beerus, if you have skill, then you will make Beerus good as well. I just don't think Beerus is as good as Blue Gogeta and SS4 Gogeta. But I really do believe that stepping flying kicks received a buff with the last patch. So Beerus might actually be insane for the right player, but you just need the skill to use him. You know what I mean?
All right, you guys might not be expecting this, but for my number 5th spot, I got Vegeta Blue and Goku Blue. They're yin and yang. I think personally, the only thing that separates them is their rust chains. I think Goku Blue has the way better rust chain, but I think Vegeta Blue has the way better buffs. Vegeta, I believe if you get all his buffs out, he does by far the most damage in this game. Goku Blue would do the second most damage with that Kaioken added. Again, these characters, when it comes to damage output, they're up there. They're
Okay. So you put Blue Vegeta, Blue Goku here because of damage. I actually like that argument. That's a good argument because now that people have kind of like standardized damage, you know, being able to do excess damage might be, you know, pretty strong. So I can't hate on that argument actually. You know, the only thing I will say is that they don't have transformations that get health back or key back, which is a pretty powerful meta right now. So, you know, like a Fused Zamasu, for example. Like he can regen his health with his regen in base and then use 2 skill points to regen his health again and get key back again. So that's pretty powerful. So I don't know. We're going to have to see if offense through buffs is stronger than bulk through transformation. We'll see. We'll see. But I would have put Fused Zamasu here, but I'm not mad at the Vegeta Goku pick, especially because, bro, every sweat plays Goku now, bro. Every sweat. Have you seen like all these Gokus with their insane movement and like insane combo potential and shit like that? Like shit's getting crazy. Whenever I see like a SS1 Goku, like I get ready to fucking sweat on the sticks, bro. Like straight up. Like no joke. Or if I see like a MUI sign, depending on who it is, they could either be like really trash or really good, and there's no in between, right? So whenever I see Goku, I get instantly nervous, like no matter what form it is.
If you're able to get it off, brother, you're going to be doing crazy damage. Not only just with your rush chain, but with your
And that's true. He does have that ultimate as well, and that ultimate does like 32k damage is insane. Dude.
ultimates
Insane
and your
damage.
supers. His ultimate, I believe, bare minimum does 20.
And he got a frame 1 super. I forgot about that too. Frame 1 supers, they didn't get addressed in this patch. They still do max damage. They don't get scaled. And there's really like not a really good risk to using them unless the opponent can vanish it. And if the connection's unstable, you're going to get hit by that. And if he's buffed, that's GG's.
20k or 22k, his ultimate is unblockable. Then if you add in his buffs, his ultimate will do 30k damage. That's just 2 to 3 bars of damage. So you're literally, if you just take off 1 bar and pop the ultimate, they're dead. Now it does take off a bar of health.
Yeah, that's insane, bro.
For sure.
That's insane.
Again, his rush chains is way better. Flying kicks, second rolling hammer.
Goku Blue is definitely underrated in this game. So hey, I can't be mad at that actually. The next one
Wrong
is
there.
Android
But number
13.
6, I know y'all are wondering, oh, I heard androids is meta. What's going on? Where the androids at? Relax, slow down. I got you, gang. At number 6, we got Android 13, base form and the fusion version. This nigga's going to be a problem. I think all androids are going to be a problem.
Now, if you didn't know, Android 13 starts with 2 skill points from the beginning of the match, which is insane. It basically means you get a free transformation and a free key bar because he gets his key back with his transformation. So essentially, you could just spend your key bar like as wildly as possible and just transform, or you could just prop a Wild Sense and put him in Wild Sense jail from the start of the match. So Android 13 is really the most broken character in the game value-wise. Like when you take it into like a DP value approach, obviously at the top of the scale, they're more broken as far as stats are concerned. But when you look at like the other 5 DP characters, in my opinion, Android 13 is like probably the best, and it's not even close. As far as like the old DP battle rules, of course, now we have a whole different game, so that's a whole another conversation. But yeah, Android 13 is pretty broken, guys, and now basically because everything got standardized, now Android 13 is gonna be an issue in singles. Okay,
especially if you're a competent player that knows how to use fucking androids. This shit's gonna get out of hand. It's gonna be wicked. Yeah. They do not run out of key. When going against the android, you need to learn how to manage your key.
My recommendation with androids is that you try to go sparking. I know a lot of people frown on sparking and they're like, nah, like that's not fair or whatever. But bro, they get like free key regen like the whole match. You have to match that somehow. Now, when I play quick play, I just fight him straight up. I don't go sparking usually. But like if I'm in ranked and I'm fighting an android, bro, you have to go sparking. Like you have to go for the spark to match them in key and try to deplete their key, because it's just like insanely unfair in a 1-to-1 scenario, basically. You know, especially this android where like you could deplete his whole key bar and he could just get it right back. Yeah, that's gonna be hard to deal with. So get ready for Android 13 to be a tough opponent in ranked.
Even if that means running away. If they call you pussy, gang, they call you pussy. store up your key against these niggas. So you might have to be pretty, not even might. You have to be pretty good with your super countering because it is a headache with air.
Yeah. And one thing like that I have to practice, and a lot of people have to practice, you have to super counter the Seaburst dash follow up because these guys just love looping you on Seaburst dash loops. And if you can't super counter that hit, you just gonna get basically caught in an infinite combo, or at the very least, you're gonna have to spend your skill points to get out of it, and that's not really that reliable. Like you don't want to be spending your skill points getting out of combos when they just have infinite key regen. They just can keep doing it. That just means you're gonna end up losing the match. It's kind of canon in a way. Like if you watch the show, you know, like when Piccolo was fighting what was it? Android 17. Yeah, Android 17. It's like, yeah, you're keeping up now, but you're gonna run out eventually of power, right? It's kind of like the same thing. Like, yeah, you could use your skill points to get out of Seaburst dash loops, but eventually you're gonna run out and they're just gonna keep coming, you know. So in my opinion, like the way to counter androids is just insta spark or try to spark manually, try to get a spark at some point during the match and try to match them in key because that's the only way, really, you know. Yeah, and
he has gut punch as his first, and then his second and third are rolling hammer.
Yeah, and in transform state, he gets rolling hammer as a step in, so he could sweep you and then like go into a rolling hammer, which is like oppressive because you could like basically reset. I have a video on my channel. Like if you go to my DP battle is dead video that I just posted a couple days ago, and you go to the intro, I use Fuse Android 13, and it's just like I just keep resetting this Goku with like stepping rolling hammers. It was nasty.
And then his fourth is a gut punch. He doesn't.
And once you get hit like that, like you start fearing for your life.
Doesn't have flying kicks though, so that's the drawback on him. He does come with Android barrier. Now the drawback with androids, they do take damage, more damage than the regular characters. I know a lot of y'all would rather take that and have unlimited amount of ki where you can just relentlessly attack your opponent and win almost damn near every Vanish War. You do not want to get caught in that loop now, guys. Android 17, I'm just expecting to see a bunch of them, bro. So
I will definitely be rocking Gamma 1. That might be my my third character that I rock. I'll have Fusamasu, Buutenks, and Gamma 1. Those are probably gonna be my 3.
This nigga's gonna be a problem. Alright, so 7 and 8, you can interchange depending on who you are and who you feel more comfortable with. Number 7, I'ma have to go with Super Gogeta Z. This nigga's mad saucy, guys. Like, he's the equivalent of just straight sauce in this game. Nigga be looking too nice.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that pick. I mean, here you could put any character that can't transform that's really strong, like a Beerus. You could put a Gogeta Z, a Beerus, a SS4 Gogeta. Like any of those characters could go in the spot. But really, I would put them closer to the Broly pick. Like I would remove Broly from there and put those characters there, like higher on the list. But yeah, you could just put those characters here, like non-transform characters with higher stats could go in this spot right here where Super Gogeta goes. Okay. That's pretty obvious. We could just skip past that because it's just basically strong characters. You know what I mean? But the next one's interesting because you got my boy right here, my favorite
Best
character.
fusion. At number 8, we got my son Buutenks.
Let's go.
It was a toss-up between him and Gogeta, but personally, I just feel like the buffs that Gogeta has just puts him above him. And I do believe Gogeta does more damage. The Galactic Donut, that super is pretty vanishable, or I could just move out the way.
Yeah, the thing with Buutenks is that what people miss about Buutenks is that he's 2 characters in one, okay? He's like one of the only characters that transforms into the same DP value. It's like 70p, 70p, but they play wildly different. So Buuhan is included with this character. So basically, like the good thing about him is that when you start the match off, you could be defensive because you have explosive wave and you have regen. So it's almost like a defensive character. And then whenever you get ready, whenever you have the advantage and you want to push the offense, you switch to Buuhan for 1 skill point, only 1 skill point, which is basically a full power for 1 skill point. That's huge because then you basically prop an after image right after, and now you're on the ass with full key bar and an after image propped and just trying to end the match. You know, that's what I love about Buutenks. He's 2 characters in one. He's very versatile. I know you said Jiren was a Swiss Army knife, but really, in my opinion, Buutenks is because he has two wildly different kits, whereas Jiren is really just one character with just a powered up form. I that's why I like Buutenks so much. It's like he's basically like playing DP in singles for me. It's like playing a 2v1, like two characters. Like I have a two characters in one type character. That's Buutenks for me. That's why I like him so much. And that's why I'm also playing Fuse Samasu because Fuse Samasu could go in this spot instead of Buutenks. In my opinion, Fuse Samasu is better because similar to Buutenks, he has a fast, agile form as number one, who's like very offensive. And then you could switch to defensive play with Corrupta Samasu, a heavy character, an explosive wave. So I like characters like that are more versatile, that have different like play styles with their transformations. So yeah, so I agree. Buutenks is gonna be really strong for the right player though. For the right, like he takes skill to use because he doesn't have flying kicks early in his string. He has it in his third hit, whereas Buhan has it in his second. So in neutral he struggles sometimes because that them kicks come out so late, and he's not really that fast. So like when you're mashing against, let's say, like a Jiren, they're gonna beat you out, or when you're mashing against a Beast Gohan, they're gonna beat you out. That's the weakness with Buutenks, but that's what makes him, in my opinion, so rewarding to play, and that's why he's my favorite character.
And like I said, the demoralizing aspect of this character is just the regeneration.
Let me tell you something too, like, cause I got Z rank like base game. When the game first came out, everybody was spamming Insta Spark, and I had Buutenks, and I got Z rank with Buutenks. And like certain characters just could not do enough damage to kill me. Like for example, hit players, like even good hit players, were just not doing enough damage because I had that regen and that health advantage. And now the damage is equalized. Like that regen is gonna be huge. It's just the fact that you're coupling regen with explosive wave that just makes it like so hard to kill Buutenks sometimes. You know what I mean? So yeah, Buutenks might be actually very strong now, but we're gonna have to see. And of course, I'm gonna be testing him out because he's my main guy. So I gotta represent for the Buutenks squad.
Because he does have that regen and his regeneration is fast as fuck. Like, I'm not gonna say it's as fast as Whis, but it's
The only thing is that his defense is not great. He has like neutral defense. He has the same defense as like a base Goku, basically. That's the only thing. But now that DP bonuses have been removed, like Beast Gohan and them, like the people at the top of the scale, ain't gonna be doing increased damage to Buutenks no more. So characters like Fuse Samasu and Buutenks can now enter the meta again, So
up there for sure. I think it's the second fastest or third. I have him number 8. Number 9, same thing as Buutenks, is Meta Cooler. It's just the fact that he has regeneration and he's an android.
Yeah.
So you could probably argue he's higher than Buutenks, but for me personally, I like a character I can like charge because in situations where I need the key, I don't want to be patient. That's what
I'm glad you put those characters together because in my opinion, they're kind of on the same tier as far as characters are concerned. Like Metal Cooler, in my opinion, is like on Buutenks level. Maybe it's slightly higher, but like they're pretty comparable. Just because Buutenks can get his key back with like a 1 skill point transformation, and Metal Cooler can't. So like you said, like sometimes you'll run out of key and you can't really do shit about it. And especially in singles, like if you run out of key in singles, you're kind of screwed a little bit. And then if they spark, now you're in trouble. But that regen is just so insane. Like his regen is so fast. It's like it almost makes it unfair. And I will be rocking Metal Cooler as well. I forgot about Metal Cooler. In fact, I might rock Metal Cooler instead of Gamma 1. So that's
why I have him lower than Buutenks. But that android shit, man. Meta Cooler, he's gonna be tough. He's gonna be overused a lot. And then he also has instant transmission. This is definitely one.
Bro, that regen is just so insane, bro. Like I wouldn't even use instant transmission because you're an android. You could just C-burst dash. You go get that key right back. I would just save those skill points for regen.
One of them sleeper. Well, I'm not even gonna say sleeper. He's just one of them characters that you gotta watch out on ranked. Do I see a casual using Metal Cooler? Maybe not. Comp players, tryhards for sure. Solid.
Yeah. Tryhard is gonna be on Cooler non-stop, man. It's gonna be bad.
Character though, overall, like I said, I'm not gonna be surprised if I run into like damn near 10 androids back to back to back to back to back on ranked. Like I said, with Buutenks being top 3 when it comes to his regeneration, like activating fast as fuck, this nigga's regeneration is fast as fuck. I think really a leg sweep is all you need and you can regen. And at my number 10 spot, last but definitely not least, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I think I had him number 6 for the previous patch. He's fallen to number 4.
You fighting True Baller 644, man. True Baller 644. I be playing him all the time, bro. Sometimes he be crying about how I play and stuff. True Baller, if you watch this, man, like that's just how I play, bro. You gotta stop sending me messages about it.
But
you know
still
what I mean?
a very
like,
viable.
And sometimes I just be recording videos. Like if I'm super cheese on quick play, I'm probably making a video on the cheese, which is why I'm using the cheese. Okay, like guys, get off my case. I'm a content creator. Okay, I need the cheese to make a video on the cheese, so they get rid of the cheese. It's all for the greater good, guys. Okay, so just leave me alone. Okay.
Character. The only reason why I have him up here, because there are definitely other characters I could have put up here, like Melee Trunks. I really wanted to put him top 10. I feel like he's very slept on in this game. As a 6 DP character, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. His defensive stats, ridiculous. Like, you have great attack, you have great defense. He's pretty fast.
Yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Goku's a good pick, but I got other characters above him. Like, for example, Topo is a sleeper pick. Guys ain't thinking about Topo like that, but he got a 2 skill point transformation that gets him into God of Destruction mode that gives health and keep back. And we know transformation is going to be meta. He does insane damage. He has good defense. He has flying kicks on a heavy character, which makes him good in neutral. God Topo is a very slept on character, and he might be up there in the tier list. Maybe better than Super Saiyan 4 Goku, in my opinion. Okay. Who else? You did include Samasu, like I mentioned. Samasu is a good fusion now because damage has been equalized. He's not taking as much damage. And you didn't include Beast Gohan. In my opinion, Beast Gohan might be better than SS4 Goku here. Okay. Just starting from Beast Gohan. In my opinion, you shouldn't start Ultimate unless you just like Ultimate like that, because it's 3 skill points to transform. And that just means you're going to get 1 less Insta Spark in the match when you go Beast. So in my opinion, just start Beast. He might be up there with, the Beerus's of the world in that tier list. I still think Beerus is going to be better than SS4 Goku even now. So, those characters are missing from this list. But hey, I get it. People love SS4 Goku and can't hate on that. This is your tier list at the end of the day. And it's based on preference in a way. So, hey, I like the list at the end of the day.
Tank to your defense for like 15 seconds, which doesn't seem long, but when in this game, as fast paced as it is, it's pretty long. Anyway, guys, that's my tier list / prediction for what I think are going to be the new meta characters for this upcoming rank reset. Hey man, I'm looking forward to playing a lot of you guys on ranked. If you do want to run some private lobbies with your boy, just hit me up. You could comment below or just hit me on.
All right, and that's Airchucks tier list, the new meta top 10 characters in Sparking Zero. I enjoyed that video. Let me know what characters you're going to be using in ranked. I'm pretty excited as well. Can't wait till ranks reset so that we could get some matches started. And you already know, I already said the characters I'm going to be using. Buutenks, Fusamasu, Metal Cooler, and maybe Gamma 1. Those are the 4 characters you're probably going to see me running in ranked. And I'll see you there. And shout out to Airchucks PS5 gang. We up. See you on the next one. Peace out.